Today I will be over a couple of Zest builds that I seen in the recent olimoleague that caught my attention and really piqued my interest. It's kind of a new old build, but a little bit of a different twist, and considering how much triple oracle flavor we've been getting so much, I think it's gonna be awesome to kind of look at something different. Definitely got the right one here. Zest does it a couple times versus impact. Also, one time versus Ragnarok. Okay, really it's just about the opener and not about the result of the game. So let's go into it. This is Oral Rock here, ladder connoisseur, coach and caster. We're gonna be watching Zest's point of view, and we're just gonna be pretty much watching over the build order and noting the major key points here. But for the most part, it's PvZ. Most people know you grab that low ground pylon at about 14 supply. See, me, when it comes to build orders and guides, I'm not the type to like read off the black and white build order. I'm more visual focused. I'm more about the feeling and the timing on the clock. Because if you go based off a supply all the time, it might work good in a custom game or something. But in a real game, like when you're losing units to harassment, or you're sending a scouting probe or an adept or something and you might lose it, like supply is not always gonna be accurate to go by. So you might want to go by the time clock instead, or just having the gas, the money available. So I go based off of money available and time clock, as opposed to like supply. So we did do a gateway scout here, normal stuff. And then we're gonna go with the 20 Nexus. Gonna cut a probe here on 20 and then get a 20 core. Then we'll resume probe production right after we drop our cyber core, 150 minerals. What up, Panda? How you doing, man? Welcome to the stream. I will be doing this a couple Zest builds, trying to do a guide on these new build that I've seen here. Kind of an old build, but it's kind of new because right now the meta is triple oracle. So the fact that Zest is doing a little something different that's not DT opener and that's not triple oracle, I thought it was pretty interesting, and I thought that it would be nice to make a guide about it, or just put up a video about it. So I will be going into that. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and get our Stargate with 150 minerals first available. Our probe is gonna allow us to make that Stargate faster because it's on the other side of the map. It sees that there's no threat of Zerglings that are even coming right now. So you don't necessarily want to rush that adept out because it's not gonna really get a lot of damage done anyways. So he favors the earlier Stargate, which is good. You can go Stargate before adept if you're on point with knowing the pool timing of your opponent. That's why the first probe is so important. Keep it alive.
The firstborn shall persevere.
Scouting probe and PvZ, always important. So what Zest does off bat here is he makes a Phoenix. Now everything seems normal, like from the Zerg's perspective here, but where he deviates a little bit is he keeps making Phoenix off of one Stargate, and he makes 2 extra gates. Normally we'll see only 1 extra gate to leave you at a total of 2 gates. So we're gonna get 3 gate Phoenix production going here, and just get our pylons. Depending on what map you're on, what I see Zest does See, he adds the third gate, so you line up these 3 gates with warp gate. Nice. And you chrono boost 4 Phoenix. You stop at 4 Phoenix. And like I said, what I like that Zest does here is when he gets ready to take his 3rd base, I believe his 4th pylon goes on the high ground, so where he can get a battery on the low ground by the 3rd base, right? So I believe that's either his 4th or 5th pylon on the high ground, giving him potential to put a battery on the low ground. So when he takes his 3rd here, okay, so you go into 4 Phoenix, then you go into 2 sentries, and then you take your 3rd base, saturate your gases, and you pretty much take your 3rd a little bit before 440. Grab that shield battery, which is really nice because you're not opening triple Oracle. Oracles deal with Zerglings a lot better than Phoenix. So this is why we go with an extra gateway and a battery before 3rd. Because we might need that extra production to deal with any type of Zergling flood. And religiously, prior to 5 minutes, at around 5 minutes on the dot, you want to go ahead and grab your Twilight Forge. You want to see Zest do this style multiple times. He doesn't opt for a robo until really late, and he doesn't make immortals either. So that's another interesting thing. And later on in the VOD, I'm going to show you how I try to execute this build. Obviously, I'm not a pro gamer like Zest, but I tried my best, and you know what? We got some pretty good results with it. And I think, no, it wasn't on this map. Pretty sure it was on World of Sleepers too. The World of Zerg, you know? So Zest seems to like, I think he likes to go into like just pure Archon Zealot off of good attack upgrades, right? So you get that +1 going, and then you get that +2 going as soon as possible. Make sure you're adding those extra gateways as soon as you get up to a good worker saturation. You really want to really explode with those gateways sooner than later. And he does opt to make walls at his 3rd with the gateways, using stuff like the rocks here, only leaving a small choke here. It looks like he wants to hit a +1 timing with charge. And Zest will add a cannon at his 3rd, add a cannon in his main, and a cannon in his natural. He already scouted the spire. He's pretty sure that it's not Mutalisk, or else he would be making more Phoenix. I think he's not overcommitting to the Muta defense, because even though he scouted the spire, he doesn't really know if they're coming or not. So always go with 1 cannon each battery. And he wants to hit a +1 timing here, but the Corruptors catch the War Prism, so we kind of just gotta go into the next stage, which is +2 and more units. Possibly even just get Storm, you know? Once you get +2 also prompts you, it's like, okay, next stage, right? If I can't get nothing done with +1, I just go +2 and get Storm, and then get ready for take a 4th base, add extra gates. Zest right now is on 8 gates. He adds 2 more. He likes to be on 10 gateways of production. When you're sitting on these 3 bases, you must have 10 gates. Must have your Twilight upgrades and your Forge chrono boosting. That's going to be enough production. Okay, now he finally adds a 2nd robo here. And he will start adding immortals into his composition. When the game goes later, you definitely need to add immortals, because you never know if it's gonna be lurker production or not. Very nice.
Base is under attack.
This fourth base might be cancelled here.
Research complete.
Zest got a good army that's slightly out of the way there.
Mineral field depleted.
I mean, worker-wise, Zest is doing good. He was setting the tempo with the Phoenix from the beginning. He went to do that push out, but lost his Prism. So I mean, Impact's been making units this whole time. Kind of squeezing out drones here and there. I'm gonna fast forward this because, like I said, it's not really about the result of the game. I'm just trying to go over the guide of the opener. And like I said, it's just a 4 Phoenix opener. It's a Charge Light Archon. It's pretty old school, but at the same time, you know, it's kind of new. Because it's not really in the meta right now to go single Stargate Phoenix, you know? I'll fast forward just a little bit, just so you can see the rest of the Zest game here. Mutalisk stacking up, Archon's taking some good shots there. The Prism goes down again. However, there's a second Prism, and the Mutas just get wrecked.
I return to serve.
This game's pretty much over. There's no Banelings to counter all the Zealots here. And that is a GG from Zest. We're gonna go over another replay. Zest. The other one here. All right. All right, here it goes. Game 2. Not sure what order this was in, but example number 2, should I say. If you're just tuning in, I'm going over Zest build from olimoleague. I'm doing guides on, if not showcases, I don't know how much of a guide, but showcase on Zest's new flavor on PvZ, which is a 4 Phoenix single Stargate opener into Charge Light Archon. Might be something cool that people want to play with, you know? But like I said, 20 Nexus, 20 Core, Probe Seas, no early pool, everything's all good. Going with the 21 second gas, 22 second pylon.
Your probes are under attack.
Now, eventually here, we're gonna have to get that probe off a creep. Pool almost done. Impact not really rushing Lings out though, you know? He likes to get that third base up pretty quickly. And not necessarily try to get the scout or go around with the Zerg lead. He has his own little style here. So single Phoenix starts it off. Then you just pump Phoenix off your Stargate. 4 of them, and then you stop. So once you're into the production of your second Phoenix, you go ahead and add your 2 extra gateways. Actually, he waits to the 3rd Phoenix and then adds the 3rd gateway, but he does add the second one with the 2nd Phoenix. So gateways, just make them as soon as your Phoenix pop, and you stop at 3 gates, you stop at 4 Phoenix. Let's see if he does the high ground pylon thing again, where he's gonna add a shield battery, getting ready to take his 3rd. Let's see if he adds the 2 sentries again here. Because last time he added 2 sentries. Yes, he does. So Zest on point with his own build order. So it's just 4 Phoenix, and then we go ahead and take a third. We make a couple sentries and a zealot to plug the wall. We make a third and a shield battery, or a shield battery and a third. It really doesn't matter what order. We're kind of just gonna get it all. Shield battery placement is genius. Powered by the high ground. This pylon looks like it powers this. It might get the Zerg to bite on committing for that pylon, thinking that it powers the shield battery, which it doesn't. So Zest gets a lot of damage done with these Phoenix. I mean, you're gonna see Zerg players overreact and make extra spores. You're gonna see them pump nothing but queens. You're gonna even force them to go all in a couple times. As long as you're active enough with these Phoenix and you're scouting what's going on, I really do think that you can hold anything. Like I said, about 5 minutes, you get your Twilight, your Forge, right? Religiously, 5 minutes, 4:55, 5 minutes, you get that Twilight Forge. And then, using the map again, using these rocks as a wall, using this pillar as a wall, the gateway explosion comes before 6 minutes. And in fact, Zest just opts to hard wall this whole side right here. He gets the robo again. So that's 3 gates. We're adding, that's 7 so far, and we're probably gonna get an 8th here. And that is a full wall. So we got 8 gateways. Charge and +1 on the way. A robo on the way for an observer. But like I said, I don't think Zest favors the Immortals as much as the Archons with this style, because I know when he opens Phoenix, you don't get a response of going roaches. So why would you make Immortals? When you go Phoenix, your opponent responds by wanting to go Hydralisk. So the point is to go up to Charge La Archon faster and not actually get Immortals, because when you get Immortals, they're not good against Hydralisk. But what is good against Hydralisk is Charge La Archon and possibly Storm. So Immortals are too expensive. They cut into that Archon count. They'll cut into that Storm timing, you know? So Zest really does like, you know, going for that. So it's just a genius build. It's just a genius play. It's only 4 Phoenix, but it forces a Hydralisk composition. You get to cut your Immortals. You get your 730 4th base.
Upgrade complete.
He's also going to add a couple more gates of production here. I know he likes to go up to 10 gates of production. And he's getting shield upgrade after +1, because he's, like I said, he's favoring Archons a lot.
Base is under attack. Your probes are under attack. Engaging the enemy. We embrace the glory of battle.
And this is a pure Archon Zealot Phoenix attack here. Guardian Shield doing wonders. A little bit discombobulated both players here, but I think Zest isn't doing too bad here. He does have +1. They both have +1. Shield upgrade is not done yet. We did compromise the 4th base though, so that's really good for Protoss. So with this style, you definitely want to try to put on the pressure. You want to attack. You want to make nothing but charge lots and Archons. You don't want to worry about Storm. You don't want to worry about Immortals. You just want to kind of go for it. Brute force. Obviously, you don't want to throw into bailing, so you got to be careful with how you set up certain engagements. And if you just want to go take out a 4th base and return home, I'm perfectly fine with that, honestly. You take out the Zerg's 4th and you have a 4th of your own. Like, this is a lovely position right now for Zest.
Your probes are under attack.
Shield upgrade will be finishing here. That helps Archons especially. But not only that, but all his buildings. So cannons, shield batteries. all that good stuff will be helped with the shield upgrade. Dropping the main with Archons as well as moving into the new 4th base. Gonna cancel the 4th base again here. Zest. On top of this army movement and on top of these rotations, Baneling speed is not even halfway done for impact. He's playing this out really well. Sniping that Overseer that literally had 1 HP. Gonna go for +2 attack right after shield upgrade. And we have 8 gates. We add in 4 more, so that's a total of 12. So instead of going 10 on 3 bases, he cut those 2 to get the 4 after the 4th. So that's really nice there for Zest. He's still gonna go up to 12 gates here eventually on 4 base. Pretty normal production. Versus lurkers, you would think you want to get immortals, but when there's just so many zerglings and hydralisks, the immortals, they're not really worth it because you don't really have the time and it's not really realistic to want to focus fire with the immortals when there's like zerglings and everything derping them out, and Zest just sets up this nasty surround of Archon Zealot. And like I said, absolutely 0 immortals, just pure Archon Zealot, +1 attack, +1 shield, going into +2 attack and storm, early 4th base, 12 gates of production. Absolutely brute forcing, hitting nice rotations. The Phoenix forced the Hydra play. So it's just beautiful, you know. 3 gate Phoenix into 4 Phoenix into taking a 3rd, walling off this 3rd here. It's great play. I like it. Honestly, it's a new build that really caught my attention. Really. Now let me show you the negative effects of such build. If you do not pay attention scouting, or if you're not really have any vision in the middle of the map. Okay, so Zest also, he made it to the finals of olimoleague. He beat Impact, he beat everybody up until then, and he got to face Ragnarok in the finals. And like I said, this is just a build that you can add to your repertoire. It's not a build that you can do every single game, obviously, because when you open Phoenix, you're a little bit vulnerable to early Bane pressures, early Ling pressures, mid-game like mass Roach, mass Ling, Queen pulls. So we'll see stuff like this get shut down, and like, you know, if it becomes a regular thing. But because it's so off meta right now, and it looks like it's the regular meta, which is opening Phoenix into triple Oracle, which this is not, by the way. It's just 4 Phoenix straight up off of 1 Stargate. So again, Zest doing the build. When Zest gets a build that he likes, he literally sticks to it, and he will do it in front of your face. He doesn't care if you scout it. None of that. So adding your pylons, you got your 3 gates and your 3 Phoenix. You're making your 4th Phoenix. Get ready to grab 3rd base pretty soon here.
Research complete.
We'll be adding that high ground pylon again. Zest likes this high ground pylon to make that low ground shield battery. Again, 2 sentries. Zealot, plug the wall. 2 adepts, 2 sentries. Always take your 3rd with that. You don't have an oracle, so you definitely need that battery and those sentries. Does see the Roach one, and he is gonna get some damage done here. Very nice damage. With just 4 Phoenix, he's already got 6 drones. That's really nice, actually. And we're not done there. 7. Again, 5 minutes. A Twilight Forge. That's the benchmark for the Twilight Forge. 5 minutes. Even before that, 4:59. Get your probe ready to drop that Twilight Forge. And then your robo shortly after that. You're still on 3-gate Stargate production for the most part. So if anything crazy comes, all you have to do is warping off of 3 gates like crazy. Other than that, just keep building probes, and a little bit before 6 minutes, you want to start adding your gateways here. Yep. So he adds the first extra 3 at 5:30. It's the archives 5:45. He probably senses a big roach attack or something coming, because he didn't put the gateways at the 3rd this time. Oh man, yeah, see, like now he just has no vision whatsoever what's going on. He had no idea that this was even coming. He's just absolutely GG'd at this point. This is what happens when you have no vision in the middle of the map and you let slow queens walk across the map without you even knowing. So like I said, this build's not perfect. It's just about the opener. Just want people to see that this is how you do this opener. It's viable. He got a little greedy, as you see there. Ragnarok was on 30-something workers. Zest was on 50-something workers. And you know, like if you're getting all in, you gotta adjust. You gotta adjust a little bit. Let's see, did I do... Now I want to go over to my alt account really quickly. I want to show you the example of me doing it. Me trying it out. I want to see how close I get to Zest and see what I can learn, honestly. I watched that build 3 times now with you guys. So now let's see if I can replicate a build order as such. I think it was this one. Oh no, I literally renamed it. That's built for Phoenix opener. This is me executing this. Master 1 level. Not pro gamer level, so give me a break. See any mess ups here? Right. Fast forward a little bit in the beginning. Go over the major points here. Just obviously PvZ, low ground wall. No. 15, 16 gate. 16, 17 gas. It's all good. Chrono boost immediately when the pylon finishes, right as you put your gateway down or right before. Alright. Pool's not early at all. You get to just make your 20 Nexus, 20 core. Get your second pylon. This is World of Sleeper, so I like to get my second pylon by the minerals, because you always got to be ready to wall off there if something's happening. Stargate's a little later than I wanted to. I usually have a probe ready down there.
The firstborn shall persevere.
Your probes.
So I left my adept at home just because I know there wasn't a cheeky quite yet. Probe seeing the timing of the pool of the 3rd base. Out of screen scrolling here. Okay, I add my 2 extra gates. Add the pylon from the high ground.
You must construct pylons. Mineral field depleted. Teleport successful.
Alright, the shield battery here. Third base. 415, even a little bit faster than Zest did it, and I didn't add my sentries like Zest added sentries before taking the third. Perhaps a little greedy. I did add a shield battery at the net though. And I also like to full wall the net and just mine out the minerals when I take this third base and just focus on one ramp.
Additional pylons. You must construct additional pylons.
Okay, let's see if I get this Twilight Forge done a little bit before 5 minutes. Okay, 450-ish. Very nice. Only reason I got it a couple seconds earlier than Zest, I'm assuming, is because I didn't get the sentries. There's the sentries. They're a little delayed. I'm definitely not afraid to make shield batteries. So like I said, this is one of my first times doing this build. Little bit wary of like anything really. Not really sure if 4 Phoenix would help me when it comes to that stuff. So okay, I'm adding my gateways. Twilight Archives, I mean. I'm on 5 gates total. I should be getting 3 to 5 more eventually. Okay. He's getting some drone damage done here. 3, 4. We get 6 drones right now. We haven't lost the Phoenix. Everything's looking Gucci. Third base is not hiccup at all. 6, 7 gates right there. That's 8. Probably should be making probes this whole time. Not sure why I'm not. Like I said, it's just about charging out Archon here.
Your probes are under attack. Research complete.
It's 9, 10 gates right there. Alright, so that's all the production I should need. Now I just gotta make sure I chrono boost workers, even get the late robo. A little bit later than I would like it to be. Even Zest got it earlier, even though you don't make immortals really with this build. I mean, you can, but like I said, even though you don't really, you still want that robo for observers and warp prisms. Could be more active with the Phoenix, but really, I'm just trying to get the opener down. Trying to keep my third base and get a 4th. As long as you get a 4th before 8 minutes, I think you're on point with your macro.
Mineral field depleted.
So I thought he was gonna attack me here. So I'm just trying to set up a good concave so I can come from all angles, and I feel like there's gonna be lurkers, so definitely have observer. We look at the units here. I'm tied with workers on this guy here.
Mineral field depleted.
Okay, we hear the rocks being chipped away at. We know he's opening that pathway.
Mineral field depleted.
Supply is actually pretty even. So with this build, you want to just hit your warpins as much as possible. Spend the gas on Archons and upgrades. Spend your minerals on pure zealots. Get observers. So he tries to catch me out of position by going around. But eventually I catch where he's coming from. So I'm like, the only reason I do that is because I went to send zealots around the map. And I caught his whole army. Like, oh shit, okay. But then you just take a little chunk this way. Wait for your observer. You hit him with the flank army. You gotta wait till that synergizes a little bit. Hit that guardian shield and you just move when everything synergizes well. +2 wasn't done quite yet, but hey, sometimes you gotta go for it. There's no waiting, you know? Just pure Templar, no Storm, like I said. I have +2, just pure Archon Zealot. This game is inspired by Zest and his olimoleague replays. Like I said, I went over the build a couple times. I don't know the exact build orders. I'm all about the visual and the feeling of things, timing, and the money. Having 10 gates is important though. I could have probably had 12 here because I was on 4 base. 10 gates is okay for 3 bases, but you should probably have 12 gates on 4 bases. Really, like, once you just smell the blood in the water, you go for it. I got no time to be wasting on these hatcheries. I'm going for the jugular. Making sure that GG, well played. Alright. That is the tutorials. And that will wrap up the Zest PvZ for Phoenix opener into Charge Lot Archon. Hope you guys enjoyed that. Hopefully you guys can use that in your PvZs. Add it to your repertoire. Don't depend on it as your only build. But it'll be good to just add in